Next thing I have to do on the 58, now that I have the fuel pump replaced, I have to take the gas tank down. It's got probably a half a tank of gas in it, maybe a third. And being a California car originally, it's nice. The fuel line came right out of the tank, and the bolts that hold the tank straps up are rust free. I just hit them with some liquid wrench and let that soak a minute. I'll get the transmission jack up under the tank and lower the tank. The sending unit is just a one-wire deal. Popped it off up top there. I got the fuel tank out of the car and I had to drain it. Fortunately, I had a drain plug on the tank. It was mostly full. I probably got about 15 gallons of gas out of it. Anyways, it is a mess in there. You can see the rust at the bottom of the tank. The sending unit hole. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this tank is pretty rough. I've just got to find a company that can flush it out. Maybe I'll go on Eastwood Company's website. I think they offer a chemical to flush tanks and coat them on the inside. But we got the fuel line all flushed out. And I've got the new fuel pump installed. I'm going to let it down and show you what it did to the top end of the engine. That was another surprise. Alright, so started on the fuel system up front here. I got the new fuel pump in, and I blew air through the fuel line, so it's all clear front to back. I also pulled all the spark plugs earlier, and I filled all the cylinders with mystery oil and let it sit for a few hours. And then I proceeded to crank the crank pulley bolts over slowly, and it was cranking fine. Then I hit a rough spot. I stopped cranking, went back the other way, came back, never forcing it. So I let it sit longer, and I tried it again a little while later, and it stopped binding up, but I did notice that this rocker arm here was loose, and sure enough, that push rod is bent pretty badly. You can see it from this angle. It just takes off to the left. And there's a cylinder on the opposite bank that did the same thing. So I imagine the valve was stuck in the closed position when I was cranking it over. Even though I tried to be as careful as possible, that push rod right there is actually touching the intake manifold bolt that's bent over so much. So just those two push rods bent, and everything else is fine. I soaked the valves down with some more oil and let them sit. They're opening now, but either someone tried to start this motor dry before I got the car, or cranking it over with the half-inch ratchet. Didn't think I applied too much pressure, but I must have enough to bend those two push rods. So ready for the first firing, hopefully, of the Ford. With a leaky carburetor. Fuel pump that we don't know if it works. How about a fire extinguisher? It's alive. That starter sounds funny, doesn't it? That old starter? Thing's the size of a house.
Just pure.
Alright, this is the second test to start. First time the carburetor overflowed and pretty dangerous.
Cool, that's on video.
New carburetor, old engine. Stand back. And it runs. Way too quiet.
Good?
Right out of the box with idles, huh? Nice. Remanufactured Edelbrock 750.
Commentary?
Huh?
Commentary?
Yep. Well, that's good. No rapping, no ticking.